Hey guys, welcome to another commentary done by Diggity. Upper right hand corner we have Doodle, starting as the gray Protoss. Upper left hand corner we have Dreamer, starting as the green Protoss. Should have checked the map. I believe this is Polypoid. On the opposite side of the bracket we have Master Ray versus Zeddy. Could be a rematch of the finals from last season. Dreamer looking for another finals berth. This is a more macro-oriented map, but honestly between these two, especially in style of PvP, I think I'm going to give the advantage to Dreamer, the semifinalist from last season. Primarily, and I will admit, actually, I'm going to, confessional here, I'm glad to be in the semifinals here. I'm a little sad that there's just so many. I love Dreamer, I love Master Ray, Doodle. Nothing, no offense to Protoss at large. I'm just looking forward to casting not as much PvP because of, I think, still feeling the burnout from last season. Doodle scouting immediately after Pylon. So I'm a little excited to get to the semifinal because I'm looking forward to Chobo League comparatively, especially because there's an awesome lineup, I think, of Chobo League players. And Chobo League's just, I don't know, it's fun. I love casting Chobo League. Not that I don't love casting Hasuleague. Gateway down for both players as far as initial build. So nothing cheesy and no 12 Nexus. As far as these two players' style, I don't know, it feels like Doodle's MO is aim for the Dark Templar, where Dreamer's MO is be aggressive with Reavers. And knowing that flat out, I am going to give the initial advantage to Dreamer overall. Mostly because when you have that observatory out in the field, Dark Templar not as effective. What I'm almost hoping to see from Doodle as kind of a, I guess, if he knows Dreamer styles, maybe kind of that 3 gateway into DT push. We'll see. Cybernetics Core warping in. Players currently mirror matchup. One critical thing is Dreamer has not yet scouted. And is he going to scout? He hasn't built an initial Zealot either. I'm not sure if he forgot to scout or just with his build style is opting to play this way. We do know that in previous matches it took a while for Dreamer to kind of mentally... He is Dreamer, right? Gets that sleep. Played a little bit sleepy in previous match, but Probe Scout going to be able to wander in and see absolutely everything. Initial Dragoon being produced. No first Zealot for Doodle comparatively as well. I'm almost wondering how much metagame is around, like, okay, when this Probe Scout came in, do I know what position he's at to be able to scout as well? Range being upgraded. Dreamer at a significant disadvantage because by the time he makes his way out towards Doodle's base, Doodle's already going to have a Dragoon to go ahead and engage. Doodle seeing the second gateway. First Dragoon is out to go ahead and deal with that initial probe. But as you can see, well, actually, if Zealot produced initially, the Zealot already there to engage that probe. Looks like we are seeing 2 gateway on the opposite corner. So mirror builds both directions, which means it's going to come down to micromanagement. Because of... So the scouting advantage goes to Doodle overall, but slight economic advantage, now mitigated, for Doodle. Both players at 19 probes. Question is, are we going to see any deviation in play? I think both players look like they're setting up to just go 2-gate robo into expand, potentially. At least that is the indicator thus far. And I see no indications at deviation from there. Doodle is sneaking out. I think this is the same probe scout. I'm not positive. I take it back. Sneaking out to the 12 o'clock location, dropping a proxy pylon at the 12 o'clock base. We do see a robotics facility being built for Dreamer. And going to follow up and kill that probe. Moving forward with those initial Dragoons. I think he wants to move forward with these Dragoons. This is going to be unfortunate, particularly if it is... We'll see if it's DT drop. This is interesting. Okay, Robo to the north. The probe died. The probe dropped the pylon. Perhaps it's just to scout incoming shuttles. I assume that's what that is at this stage, because he lost the probe that would have been able to drop additional units. And on top of that, Dreamer's able to wander out here. I think what he wants to see is really the Dragoon count. is being a little bit, honestly, overly aggressive against this high ground advantage, so loses a Dragoon for free. I think what he's trying to do is provoke some units out, is just engaging this instead, is able to take out 1 Dragoon, but loses 2 Dragoons, and potentially 3, we'll see with the follow-up attacks, in kind. So initial micro advantage via a bad engagement for Doodle. Observatory warping in, by the way. Back corner. We also see an observatory. Dreamer reinforcing and able to at least push the rest of these Dragoons back. Dreamer down 2 probes. Still not motioning out to go ahead and take his natural expansion. It looks like Doodle, I think, is in a better position overall to go ahead and establish his natural earlier. Especially forcing Dreamer back to his side of the map. Moving his probe down now to go ahead and grab that. For the moment, he's about a probe and a half ahead. But it looks like he's going to wander that probe back out, and I'm curious what he's going to... Is he going to move it up the 12 o'clock location to kind of scout, or does he just want to get a good look at the Dragoons incoming? Dreamer has an opportunity where might... Nope, not going to be able to see that observer. Dreamer moving forward with his observer, grabbing his Nexus now, where he might have been able to sneak around to kind of get a look at the Dragoons. But instead, I think this... kind of curious about this probe, honestly. Seeing some units to the north. At the very least, you know, there's not like a quick third here. This observer might get picked off, taking initial damage, but should be able to sneak around and see that natural expansion being built. Observer repositioning, hoping to get a pick off. Shouldn't be able to do so. Another observer moving out here for Doodle. And Dreamer pressing forward, looking to get aggressive. 9 Dragoons there. Only 6 Dragoons on the front from Doodle currently. Might be in a bit of trouble. And he's out of position, trying to engage that observer. The Zealot going to get picked off on the front. And Dreamer just has better concavity and is getting better focus fire initially. You can see he's just doing a better scattered focus fire and focusing these Dragoons down, where Doodle has just A-moved. Fortunately for Doodle, he's got the closer reinforcement point and probes coming off the line. Dreamer still trying to engage. One of his Dragoons getting caught up on those probes. He's going to be able to focus fire that Dragoon down as well. So it's not a game-winning maneuver, but he has more units moving forward. And is going to get some free probe kills. Reaver now produced. So slight economic advantage. More Dragoons peeling out, and that Dragoon needs to run for its life now. Three more Dragoons grouping up. Dreamer would be, honestly, a bit foolhardy to dive into this at this stage, with just these few Dragoons and that Reaver on the ground. Reaver getting a great group shot on those initial Dragoons there. Now I feel like Doodle's in a really strong position. He's got 2 Reavers out already. A shuttle being built for Dreamer with his initial Reaver. Dreamer just being very aggressive, capitalizing a little bit, but honestly not capitalizing to the point where I'm like, yeah, that was worth it. Spreading out, using the Ursidon for a blockade. Spreading out his Dragoons to get a bit of map control. Does have the shuttle here, but this is going to be 2 Reavers versus 1 overall. So Doodle in a much better defensive position. He's getting his shuttle out and plopping down 2 additional gateways. 1 additional gateway now for Dreamer. Actually, both players still at mere builds. Now that pylon for Doodle actually going to end up hurting him a little bit, because these Dragoons in position to go ahead and take that pylon down, which isn't going to cause a supply gap, but that is 100 minerals he didn't want to lose. Dreamer plopping his own pylon down to do some scouting. I assume he's not planning on establishing that base. So forward shuttle, observer kind of seeing everything here on Doodle side of the map, or on Dreamer's side of the map. Kind of observer light on both sides, just because of the sheer aggression. Pause there from Dreamer. Probe getting killed on that front as it's scouting out, seeing Dreamer's positioning as well. Doodle a little bit lighter on Dragoons, but does have a closer reinforcement point. And has 2 Reavers in that shuttle. He's going to go ahead and grab his second gas. 2 Reavers in the shuttle for Dreamer, and honestly, the way Dreamer has indicated at this stage, he's definitely going to just go ahead and be aggressive. Doodle moving forward, before these Reavers can come into play, he's going to be able to engage these Dragoons with Reaver support before Dreamer's in position with his Reavers. Fortunately for Dreamer, that was 2 quick duds of a shot. Now it's too many. Wow, the Reaver's out of position from the north. Reavers on Reavers up above. 1 Reaver already taken out on those Reaver shots, and Dreamer getting the better exchange. And that might be GG right there. And the shuttle taken out. Oh, that's unfortunate for Doodle. Okay, he's going to try to scoot out. But this is still 6 Dragoons on the ground. The Reaver continuing to pile forward. That Reaver scooping right back around, coming back. And that Reaver able to attack that natural expansion. That shuttle still very exposed. Shuttle down. Reaver down. And now you have a Reaver and several Dragoons on the low ground. There's GG from Doodle. Really, Dreamer's micro. So kind of and initially it looked like it was a good engagement, but Dreamer wisely backing up. But this was mirror builds all the way across. Almost dead on mirror builds. And we saw the micro from Dreamer, particularly in those concentrated Dragoon fights, where honestly, I'll just lay it out. At a closer reinforcement point with equal troops, you would expect Dreamer to come out in a much worse situation. But just microing throughout this match, and as a result, pulling ahead. So critical points here, where Dreamer just was out microing Doodle. That reposition was huge, and those dud shots from those Reavers in that midfield really gave Dreamer the game. Hope you guys enjoyed it. For Twitch, we're going to pause casting for here while I relax and get food, but otherwise, look for more round of 4 action coming soon. Thanks for listening.